Welcome to Midnight Movie Talk live. It should be actually my bad. Midday Movie Talk. Again, we have a box office update here on Saturday morning. It's funny. I said I wasn't going to do another stream for a few days, and then Mission Impossible 7 happened, and it's under forecast. These numbers are significantly under what a lot of people had for the 5-day forecast of $90 million, which I think was under what it really should be. I had it at 120 for 5. Now, granted, that's bullish. I get it. But still, these are at least 10 plus million under stateside, as it made 16.6 million Friday. Guys, that is very close to what Insidious The Red Door did last Friday on its debut day. This is not firing the way that Paramount hoped it would. If you look at the 5-day forecast right now, it's coming in at about $78 million for 5 days. So that is minus 12, 13 million off of that $90 million conservative forecast for this film. Now, there's a bunch of YouTubers out there that are like, Tom Cruise is going to save the box office again. He's going to do it just like he did for Maverick. And this is why MMT, almost said Midnight Movie Talk, Midday Movie Talk is number one when it comes to objectivity, because we pivot if need be. That's the problem when you paint yourself into a corner and you only talk about saving graces of things or things that are woke or whatever you choose to be tribal about. This channel is 1,000,000% anti-tribal, subjective, and we're going to grade things based on the facts in front of us, okay? We don't have agendas, have zero agenda. The agenda-less way to look at Mission Impossible 7 right now is it's underperforming. Now, it did add another 25.8 million on Friday. That still isn't like anything that makes you go, wow, how about that? 20. It's not that good, guys. Let me pull it in and let's look at what we have directly from Paramount in the email here that just came in just moments ago. China was number 3. It wasn't even the number 1 film in China on Friday. 7.4 million. It's the widest opening for MI release ever in China. So you can't say, well, it's because there's still COVID and that's why it's... Nope, that's not the reason. UK is the biggest opening day for the Mission Impossible franchise, 7.2 million with the previews. Korea, 6.3. India, 4.3. But here's what I want to drill down on as I pull up Fallout, right, from 2018, now 5 years ago, roughly the same time frame, a couple weeks later in July. But here is, let's look at the country numbers. Look at the numbers for Fallout in China. $181 million. I mean, when you start with 7 million like it just did yesterday, you're not going to get anywhere near $181 million. Okay, so that's going to be problematic for this film. China will be under. And look at all these numbers are, let's look to UK. They're all higher than what this one's going to end up being if you look at these early numbers here. And the UK is the one bright spot with the biggest opening day. It had 31 million for Fallout, and right now with the opening day the way it is, maybe it gets past that. But guys, this is not going to hit $1 billion, and we thought it could. This is what we do. We can pivot. We can reassess the situation, unlike all these other people. That's why you guys are here, because we don't have agendas. We're going to tell you what the reality of the situation is, and it is under forecast. That is the short and long of where we are here on this Saturday, and the numbers aren't going to change much. We'll get the international numbers for tomorrow. We'll do another tight stream in the morning. By the way, we got 10 minutes. You have 5 minutes to get comments in. That is it. 5 minutes, and this thing is over. Tom, this is an emergency. 5 streams. Eric is bringing these breaking developments to Paramount. Hope they listen and learn. what I want to be able to do here is obviously, you guys, for those of you who are here at the regular hour that we do Midnight Movie Talk now, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, is be ready to go should something develop that we need to discuss. And what we see right now in the marketplace for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning deserve streams. Okay, these tight little 10-minute streams are super easy to do. You guys come in, give me some comments, we give you the basic layout, and then people can watch this the rest of the day up until tomorrow. We'll do another one. But the point of it is that this is a story. Okay, we're not just on here randomly talking about the film Outperforming, which I think isn't a story, because that's what I wanted to see. In fact, it's under is the reason that we are here. And hopefully Paramount, I don't even know if Paramount has a lesson to learn here. Usually we have those for these studios. Disney making Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster, right? These big lessons. What did you do wrong? Flash, showing the movie too early and too often, amongst a million other things. Here, that's not the problem with Mission Impossible 7. The issue for this film is there's a bunch. I'm going to bring them in here, and we're going to talk more at length about these coming up tomorrow night on the hour-long regular edition Sunday Night Spectacular Midnight Movie Talk. But when you look at Sound of Freedom, okay, I don't know anyone's talking about this. Sound of Freedom is quietly cruising towards $100 million. That was not planned to say cruising, but yes, near 100 million. And that film is siphoning off some cash here, okay? I'm not saying it's the reason, but it's one of the reasons, because they hit a similar demographic. Older audiences. So maybe they're going to see Sound of Freedom. Also, the elephant in the room, we all know, coming up next week, Paramount is very aware of this. They knew that there could be trouble with Barbie and Oppenheimer hitting bang, bang next week, because what that does is it takes even more possible audience for your film away, especially when you look at those PLF screens, the IMAX, the Dolby, all those upcharges, the primes. You lose those because they're going to go to Barbie and Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer has the 2-week IMAX exclusivity, and Barbie has Dolby. And then you're left with regular theaters. And why does that matter? Because it costs more unless you have A-List or Regal Unlimited. I think you have to pay something for Regal Unlimited, but A-List is straight up, everything's the same. You pay more to go see IMAX, Dolby, Prime. And that means more money for you, the theatrical exhibitor. Okay. So that's why that is crucial as well. I still think the marketplace can handle 3 films, but the fact that Mission Impossible 7 is underperforming, no way to spin it, that's the reality of it, is that this is a disappointment thus far for Paramount. It's not going to hit $1 billion. Sham. Less than 2 minutes, by the way. Saw it twice. IMAX and Dolby. I wasn't on the billion train, but over 100 million opening weekend should have happened. Exactly. Thank you for keeping it real and absolutely not putting an agenda on the fact that this is not going to hit 100. It's going to be like 20 plus million under what we thought. It is morning movie talk here on the East. Where is, by the way, NJ is our modulator. Modulator. Our moderator. He is the guy who should be producing the show. What are you doing right now? It's running time. David's part of it. It's not the big deal. Dial Disaster for sure. Sound of Freedom is the Joker of this year. Crampy5, welcome to the channel for a strange comment, but one that actually is kind of accurate. I mean, it's the little film that came out of nowhere, and no one expected to do the numbers that it's doing. And you have to give me this. Just give me a like for this alone, because this is perfect. This is what we do. Sound of Freedom is taking audience from Mission Impossible because they share the same demographic, very similar, older, right? And I don't want to say conservative, but that whole thing. Right wing, there's no right wing. Just try to be not right wing or left wing. Just be objective and look at things factually. And as we wrap the stream here, I'm telling you guys, This number is a disappointment so far. It does have time, but it's not looking as smashing for Paramount here with Dead Reckoning, especially with Barbie and Oppenheimer heading our way next week. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll be back with a real tight, again, 10-minute stream talking about the final numbers here, both domestic and international. And then we'll look ahead to the big Sunday night show, which will be where you guys come in, all the comments. We go an hour plus talking about this three-way dance. Which film is going to suffer the most? And right now, it looks like it's Mission Impossible 7, as it is disappointing, unfortunately, here for Paramount early on. By the way, today's kit, Monterey. 2020, 2021 away here on this Saturday morning. We're back tomorrow with the final numbers and then, of course, the big show tomorrow night. Thanks for being here, MMT.